Shemai, pal, hello all. Nick back at NovaAdventures. So we are where we need to be. I'm not sure if we're staying here tonight. Depends whether I've got any phone signal or not. We are doing something a bit different tonight. We're in Nova. We've bought cheeky takeaway. We are going to be talking tonight about mental health, which is a subject close to my heart, but a bit of why I'm wearing this hoodie. Birds, they're like scouring about, sort of chasing the tide. There we are, you can see the little black dots there. There's loads of them there, and there's a few more there, look. So yeah, this is what it's all about, guys. It's not just going out in Nova, staying in wherever I am. I get out, go for a walk, get those endorphins going around the body, get the brain active, take in the scenery, and do these vlogs. And again, that's another thing, I really don't like doing them. I was a DJ for a good 30 years, and I think that's when my sort of mental health really accelerated, because when I was DJing, I was doing like I am now, but I was in front of people. I could go out on the worst day possible that I've had, and I still had to go out, do that gig, and act like nothing had happened. And then when you get home, that's when all the crap hits the fan. Take hours to get to sleep, and that's no good for anybody. You've got to try and have a good night's sleep, and that'll start your day off really good. Still don't sleep really well at the moment, but I do get a solid 6 hours thereabouts. Just a little bit about Nova, but if you've watched the channel before and you've seen the vlog on Nova, you'll know that she's a 2012 Citroen Berlingo multi-space or multi-space XTR, and we bought her all the way from Derbyshire, which was a round trip of just over 350 miles. So we brought her back to Cardigan, and we started converting her. Finished her last April, where we did our first trial run at a beach location north of Cardigan, Llanrysted Beach. And then we did our first overnight stay a year ago on the 7th and 8th of May. And that was at Strumble Head Lighthouse, where we've recently revisited both those locations on the anniversary of. So, as I said, tonight's purpose, while I pan around and talk, tonight's sort of camp is an overnighter. We're not a million miles from home. Actually, we are probably only about 5 miles. We are going to be talking tonight about mental health. I'm sure we've all struggled, or we still do struggle. As I always tell people, I'm a man with a van and a man with a story. So I'll give you just a little bit of my story. I don't want you thinking that when I'm talking about anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, that this guy doesn't know what he's on about. Believe you and me, I know what I'm on about. A few years ago, I can't remember how many. See those birds there going? Yeah, lovely. Yeah, good few years ago, I remember January after Christmas, really fed up with everything, and short of nothing else, I thought of ending everything. Just fed up with the world and the situation I was in. And that day I got on the phone to the Samaritans. I could hardly speak, hyperventilating, just the enormity of the bloody mess I was in, because believe you me, I was in a mess. So anyway, that's just a little bit of where I'm coming from. Every trip we have out in Nova, believe it or not, even when I'm coming this close to home, I still have anxiety. And once we get to where we're going, that all sort of goes away. So in one respect, it challenges my mental health every time I come out in Nova, which isn't a bad thing, because I know I can get over it and get past it. And if I'm honest, you know, Nova's been a lifesaver. I've probably spent too much money on her. I've probably gone over the top. But that's mental health for you. You're never happy with what you've done. It can always be better. And if you've got mental health as well, you always strive for perfection. Well, I tell you what, perfection can never be reached, because you'll never be happy. You'll never think anything's perfect. So anyway, that's enough for now. We are going to walk down that end of the beach now. When I talk to you later a bit about mental health, I know where I'm coming from. I can't fix people. You know, you've got to really help yourself. This idea of manning up isn't the way to go. It's not what should be said. But you know, get out there, get yourself walking. Try and talk to somebody, family, friends, Samaritans, crisis teams, doctors, health professions. It takes time. You can't rush it. Anyway, I'm going to shut up for now, and I'm going to walk back to where I said earlier. And if you do have any questions about this vlog, then pop them in the comment section. If I help a couple of people along the way, I'm happy with that. Anyway, that's me for now. Look at those clouds. Weird sort of veiny shape there, look. What did our pal? Good morning all. Here we are. That's Nova in night mode. We had a okay night's sleep. Woke up about 6 o'clock initially and went back. Time's just gone 9. So we are going to go for a walk down the beach today. And there's a little bit of my view out there. And we're going to go for a walk and show you in daylight. We're going to walk off down there after some breakfast. But as normal, what have we done? We've forgotten something. No coffee this morning, so I'm going to be a grumpy little git today until I get a cup of coffee. So we touched last night, and you know this one's about mental health and what my story is. So what I'd like to say is that I'm not better. Well, I am, but I still have mental health. I still have anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and a bit of OCD mixed in that as well. So I've done a couple of courses. I've done a self-esteem course, and I've done an emotional coping skills course. And those were good. The emotional coping skills was very good actually, because that taught me to have what's known as a toolbox. So my toolbox to help me when you get all these horrible thoughts, intrusive thoughts they call them, into your head, is, well, Nova, one of them. My music, put an iPod on with some earplugs in. I'm just going to show the view out there if I can get one. There we go. Pine cones as well, or anything in your hand. So say that was a pine cone now, I'd have that in my hand and I would do that with it, and I would concentrate then on how that feels in my hand, moving it, you know, in all different ways. Sometimes people will see me doing that. That's another reliever. Just helps concentrate on you're doing something rather than what's going through your mind. So there are a couple of things that you can have, don't need to be expensive at all, you know, and they do help massively. So this helps as well. Although I do all the digital stuff, the YouTube in, the Insta, bit of TikTok in, and on my Facebook page, I do this as well. It's, you know, it's great. I've got a photo album, and every trip I do, we choose a number of photographs, and then what we do then is we write, if you can see that, we then write a little explanation alongside every photo to where we've been. And then what we do then, we also get like a 16 photo collage printout, which is just a few more of each individual trip as well. So that's great to look back through over the year if I'm a little bit sort of worried or a bit stressed, or, you know, just generally looking back saying, you know, this is what I've built, this is what I've done, and this is what we've done in Nova. You know, I've done nothing like this before. People say it's expensive. Well, I've got 2 cars. Yes, it is expensive, but you know, the good thing about these Berlingos and things like that, you can have them as a family day car. Get yourself a boot jump made, or make one yourself, and you can turn it into a micro camper. One more thing, there's a hoodie that I was wearing last night, and I did say that I would tell you a little bit about that. So that's PTSD awareness, and the 1965 refers to a police officer by the name of Ben Pearson. And if you've seen the episodes on TV, the traffic police interceptors, he was on that. He suffers very badly from post-traumatic stress disorder and various other mental healths, and had to retire. And yeah, I'm on his YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description. Pretty horrific things, so you know, there's a little bit of a trigger warning, I suppose, there. But he does talk about the job, the mental health side of things, and you know, us men, we don't like talking about mental health, we don't like talking about our feelings, but hopefully this video and people like Ben will encourage people to talk about it, especially men. So he has quite a good analogy, actually. He describes of having a backpack on his back, and every job he went to, every bad job, you know, any horrific scenes he saw, or when he was treated bad as a police officer, he'd stick everything in this backpack, and when the backpack got full, that's when he got into trouble. So there's the analogy. Imagine your mental health and bits of your mental health as things you're putting into your backpack, and don't let that backpack get full. Go out, talk to somebody, reach out to somebody, and then you're offloading, you're emptying that backpack regularly, and it's not going full, you know, it's not gonna get you into trouble. So that's a bit about that top. I say I'll put a link in the description. Follow him if you want. He's an interesting guy, and he's a lovely guy as well, and he does explain, like, you know, you're 2 people, aren't you, in this world? Well, we are, you know. You see us out enjoying ourselves, doing what we do, but there is a backstory to everything. We did come this way last night, but unfortunately the tide was in and we couldn't cross stepping stones. So this will now go to the other side over there. So let's see if we can get across there without slipping. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've done it, and we didn't fall over. You watch now. I'm going to fall over somewhere now I've said that. So anyway, this part of West Wales is stunning. If you do get the chance to come this far west, visit Poppet. There are toilet facilities down at Poppet Beach, but I'm not sure what's happening with them. There's an argument at the moment about whether they're going to be closing or not. So there's the hotel there and the pub, and there's a beach cafe further on down at Poppet Beach as well. So there's plenty here for kids as well to keep them entertained. The water's nice and clear. I think Poppet's just regained its blue flag status as well. So that's a great accolade to have. I do hope you're enjoying these videos. They are a challenge to make, as I said earlier. But if you'd like to, you know, subscribe if you haven't already, like them, share them, and push that notification bell for more videos. I've got a stack of videos to come up, and I've got another 3 still to edit. There is a big orange boat there. I'm not sure the cost, but that goes from the landing pontoon in St Dogmell's, the moorings, and it goes off down around Cardigan Island when it can. It's quite a high speed boat, that. And there's also another one that just comes up and down the river. I think that's about a 5 that one. Di Crabs we call him, because his name's Di, and he was a crab fisherman, Di Crabs, and he's still known as Di Crabs. Look at that water, so clear and blue. But just to give you a pan around, there we are. You can just come around to see how big the beach is. It's a very long beach. You are quite away from the water, that's the only thing. So if you've got children, do make sure, I'm sure you do, but make sure you just keep that little extra eye on them here. Waves are rolling in. This is what it's about, you know. This is why I did Nova. Say I'm only a few miles away from home, but you know, look what we have on our doorstep. All of this and more. Anyway, I think I'm going to go to the cafe now. I might have a quick cup of coffee. I'm on a bit of the coastal path now, just up from Poppet. And you can see the stunning views, Cardigan Island in the background there. And then looking over towards Goobert, and then back in towards Poppet Beach. Stunning. This certainly helps my mental health. No music on me, just listening to the wildlife, the birds and everything, and taking in the natural atmosphere. That's what it's all about. There is a youth hostel up here that you can stay in. Ah, look at this. Oh my God. I think I've been here before, but a very long time ago. We've come up past the youth hostel, which I went down just to have a quick look. And just up the road, on the right hand side, there is a sign saying permissive footpath only. And that's what we found, our own little beach. I thought the tide was going out in, but it is in fact going out. So we're going to go for a walk round there, and we're going to end up back on Poppet Beach, which you can see in the background. Now it says no public right of way to get onto that breakwater, but I think we're going to chance it and have a quick look, and we'll bring you back when we're on the end of that. We are on the breakwater. Look at that for a stunning view. West Wales at its best. So we're just going to walk to the end of this. I'm probably going to be making this video a bit longer than what I thought, but you know, I'll take you along my Nova adventures just so you can see what we get up to. So I bet people where I'm parked, where I stayed over last night, are really annoyed Oh, that car's been there all blimmin' day and he's not paid for his car parking. Oh no, you don't pay there. That's why I parked there. I'm local, and if you know, you know, and I know. And now you know. Anyway, we are at the end of the breakwater. Sorry about that. I just, funny moment. The caffeine levels are taking effect now. So what a stunning view, guys. I'm not allowed to say that word too much as well. My son said, "Dad, you say the word guys too much." And you know what? For a 13-year-old to be telling his dad something like that, that's fine, because he was right. Anyway, there we are. Quick 360 pan round to where we are. We're going to walk back now. We might go to the end of that little outcrop, just about there. See how much rock climbing's involved. But we certainly will try and get back to the beach along that coastline there. We've come then to this little outcrop of rocks. Just giving you a pan round now of the view that I've got. I keep saying it, just stunning. That's the only word. Back in towards the shoreline now. We are going to head back now towards Poppet. Just going to stay a bit quiet while you admire the view. Bad view from Nick's cave. We are heading back now to Poppet Sands, and that water is looking amazingly clear and blue. We've walked as far as we can walk. So out there, Cardigan Bay. And this is a mouth to the River Tavy. That's the bar coming in there. Many boats have got stuck on that bar coming in on the wrong side of the tide. And then panning round, that's Goobert at the top there. And then panning round up the River Tavy. Snakes round over there. And you can't even see the people on the beach. That's how far we've come. So there's one bit after this now, and that's going to be it for today. I'm going to leave this one there. So you've been watching Nick at NovaAdventures on a mental health special. Just panning round so you can see how far this tide goes out. And what a stunning location we're in. I will drop a pin or something like that on that little parking space that we're in, so you guys can enjoy what you've seen on the video for real. So as you know, this one's been about primarily mental health. As I said earlier, please do get yourselves some help. Use some of the techniques I've mentioned earlier, the toolbox with the music and, your camper, your adventures, pine cones, things like that. It really does help. And, get help, get medication if you need it. And that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching.
I've been thinking about the good times. I've been sleeping through the long nights. I've been shining in the sunlight. I've been thinking how I'm alright. There's a reason for my feelings. There's a reason why I'm healing. Yeah, I feel higher than the ceiling. All because of you. You and I were so sweet, so sweet.